This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, I hope everybody's doing fantastic and of course keeping yourself well. Now, this video is going to follow on from the podcast that I've done with Bob Arum a day or so ago. Now, it's a 45-minute podcast, and yes, it's a long podcast. For me, if I see 45 minutes, I don't care who they are, I ain't watching it. That's kind of how I am. Now, what I've done is, in this video, for those of you who are put off by the fact that it says 45 minutes, is I've used the tool, which is kind of handy really, where I've time-stamped all the subjects that we speak about in the description box. So I open up the video, open up the description box, and you can see all the subjects that we speak about. Just click on whichever one that you like, and it will take you to that point in the video. Okay, just so you don't have to be dragging your mouse or your iPhone scroll bar or anything like that to that point. Just click on the time and it will take you to that point in the video. So if you want to hear him speak about this particular subject of DAZN and ESPN, click on that. If you want to hear him go in on Wilder, click on that. Him talking about President Trump and all these other kind of different subjects, click on that particular one and it will take you to that point in the video. It's quite a handy tool. Now, what I could do for this particular subject of ESPN and DAZN, I could just copy it, upload a video solo on this one, but I don't be accused of milking anything, so I'm going to speak about it, and it's up to you guys if you want to go hear him speak about it himself. Now, DAZN, ESPN. Now, I was under the impression, and I was wrong to be under the impression, that ESPN and DAZN would work together to show Joshua Fury, however, as a dual broadcast. Much like they are here in the UK, Sky Sports, BT Sport, it's going to be a dual broadcast. Okay, when Fury took on Wilder in the rematch, it was a dual broadcast between ESPN and Fox Sports. So that's why I thought ESPN and DAZN would work together to put it on. Quite how that was going to work, that was the one thing that was baffling me. But I was wrong, because as Bob Arum explains, when it comes to America or American-based, ESPN is the biggest sports network around. They have millions upon millions of subscribers. Now, I don't know how the subscribers work. Do you have to pay monthly? Do you have to pay yearly? Is it free? I don't know. But they have millions. DAZN is new into the US market, especially when it comes to boxing. It's very, very new. So it's going to be chalk and cheese, isn't it? ESPN, huge. DAZN is going to look like a teardrop in the ocean compared to ESPN as far as its reach. Now, what this means is if you're a DAZN subscriber in America, you cannot watch Joshua and Fury on DAZN. I don't know how it's going to be if you're in Canada or Mexico and that, for example. I don't know how it's going to be. Maybe you can watch it on DAZN there. I don't know. But the way that Bob Arum was speaking is that in America, if you want to watch this fight, it's going to be through ESPN. Again, will it be pay-per-view? Will it not? Time will be determined. But as far as DAZN is concerned, the deal or the compromise that they kind of have is that DAZN, if they have a broadcasting right, say in Germany, which they do, they could show this fight through Germany. They're also based in, say, China, in Japan. I believe they've been recently introduced into New Zealand and many, many other countries, Italy, Spain, and so forth. They will show this fight in those particular countries. Of course, if there are other networks, for example, in Germany, if another broadcaster wants Fury and Joshua, they could outbid DAZN. They could do that. Okay, so while DAZN might be in Germany as an example, doesn't necessarily mean 100% as of right now, DAZN are going to show it through Germany, but they're in pole position. They have first and last refusal of all fights that Matchroom and that put on. Now, you could say, but I'm in America and I've got DAZN. Joshua, he's a DAZN fighter. So surely it should be on there. It's actually not true. Now, Tyson Fury, he's a ESPN fighter in America. Joshua is not a DAZN fighter. He never has been. But he does have a deal with DAZN where they can have first and last refusal of showing his fights. He doesn't have to choose DAZN at all. He can choose Fox. He can choose Showtime. And quite a few fighters like that. Like Dillian Whyte, for example, when he fought Oscar Rivas. He could have fought him with it being streamed in America on DAZN, but he opted not to and went on Showtime. Okay, it's that kind of situation, and it's exactly the same with Joshua. So Joshua is not a DAZN fighter. The DAZN fighters are the likes of Devin Haney, like Demetrius Andrade, like Triple G. These kind of ones, they are DAZN fighters. Joshua's not a DAZN fighter, just to be clear. So as I said, I don't know how it's going to work out with Canada and Mexico and that, for example, I don't know. But it does make sense of what he's speaking about. And now DAZN, they could try and battle ESPN as the sole provider in America. But there's a very good chance they're going to lose. You get into a bidding war with ESPN, it's not going to be a very comfortable outcome. And if you do end up winning, you're going to end up paying so much money where you're going to be worried, are we going to make our money back? It's going to get to that kind of situation. So they're better off just letting ESPN do what they're going to do and concentrating on the markets where DAZN currently broadcast. They currently broadcast here in the UK. That's not going to be an option at all. So our £2 a month, for example, we ain't going to get that on DAZN. We're going to have to use Sky Sports or BT Sport. Or if you don't have either, I'm sure you can have an option for a red button somewhere along the lines to buy it. Again, price to be determined. I'm going to guess about 30 quid. Now, it makes sense though. What he's speaking about does make sense. And of course it settles any kind of conflicts or anything like that between ESPN and DAZN. Because if, for example, Joshua was a DAZN fighter and they had exclusive rights to Joshua, it's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? It's going to be a huge, huge problem. Because DAZN, where you can spend $20 and get an entire month of content, or you can spend $100 and get an entire year's worth of content. ESPN, I'm presuming they're going to want to show it on pay-per-view. So rather than spend $75 for this one fight night, you may as well spend an extra $25 and get an entire year plus this fight. It's not going to happen, is it? So, by the sounds of it, DAZN, they're like, right, okay, ESPN, you hold the American market. Us, we're going to look at the other ones. We're going to look at the internationals. We're going to look at Germany. We're going to look at Japan. We're going to look at Italy, Spain, and so forth. So that seems to be the deal. It is the deal. That's what Bob Arum has said. So yeah, anyway, for anybody who's wondering how you're going to watch it in America, if of course you're interested, because I don't know how big this fight is in America, but if you are interested, then it's going to have to be ESPN you watch it on. Doesn't matter whether or not you've got DAZN or not. Okay? Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.